Hello ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we will be checking out the BLLSGaming Minecraft server. If you don't know who they are, you should definitely check them out. I will leave a link in the description. So, we're starting off by making the actual frame of the building. Right here where I'm working right now will be the stairs for the apartment building, and I really had a lot of trouble building this because it wouldn't go my way with all the blocks and so on. Right now I'm fixing some marked areas. Right here is a small pool with a jacuzzi besides. Filling up some spaces and removing the outer rim that I placed down earlier. I have access to a world edit on this server, and I'm grateful for that because the builds become so much easier when you have access to world edit. Right here we're continuing on the pool area, making it as nice as I can to make it look nice. I added the fire because I wanted sunlight. Sorry for the darkness and me changing the day up all the time. Here I'm building the reception. And continuing on the third layer, building up the walls just to see how high I actually want it. It will become pretty high for this build. If I had to choose again, I would actually make it one block shorter. Adding up, I placed down some lights over the fire to know where to start. Still building up all the glass and the detrite blocks to my wanted level. Building the outer frame for the first roof part that I will fill in with blocks later using world edit. As you will see right here. Placing down all the lights in the right areas and looking that everything looks nice and tidy. Filling out the second part of the roof slash floor to see how it will be. I'm removing and replacing blocks during all this time to see what fits the best for this build, and I actually decided to move out some blocks for look purposes. Starting mapping out the rooms in the floor to make it easier for me to see where I'm going with the build. The orange areas will be the bathrooms of today's build, and mapping out is the key to getting a perfect structure in my case. I like to map out everything before I actually start building, and plan ahead is always a good thing to do when you're doing bigger builds. Having some troubles with actually placing down this part of the build. I didn't really know what to do in this area, so I just placed down some quartz stairs to make it nice sitting area. Starting with the first rooms of this build, a double bedroom and a single bedroom with bathroom access. One of the bigger rooms I'm starting on now with a small kitchen and bathroom, and of course shower. Starting off with the two large rooms of the build that we will copy pasting upwards later. Mapping out a small living room and still adding onto that template at the side for easy access and to know what blocks you're actually using for this build. Placing down a small kitchen. Copy pasting one room to the other because they're identical, saving a lot of time during this build. Sorry if you can't see what I'm actually doing right here, it's because I had to compress the files to such a small amount that they would fit into this video without having any problems at all. So I'm actually going about 800% of the normal speed right here, and I can see by myself that it's really hard to actually cope with it. If you saw right there, I had some actual problems with a blur bug in Adobe Premiere Pro when I was editing, and I couldn't get it out, so it's actually in the final build. Coming to an end of the second floor, the first, and the owner is actually fucking around with what I'm doing and being a little bitch. He stand AFK, so I teleported him away, but he's come back and yet again stood in a place where I was about to build. At the end, he actually stopped doing it because I got really salty and got a bit mad. Here I'm placing down the showers, if you saw that, with some levers for making the shower head visible. If you didn't recognize it, this is the PD Pure Spaxcraft texture pack. It's really nice and it's a recommendation for this server, so I had to, of course, download it and check it out. I really like it, I play with it a lot now, and it's one of my favorite texture packs of all time right now. Here I'm placing down the light for the rooms and everything. Now I started the copy pasting with World Edit. It's really handy to have. If you are going to make a server, I highly recommend to add this. Right here I'm messing up the World Edit and the owner is helping me to get it straight. Now we're just making some minor details for the looks. Here I'm starting at the roof part, and I had troubles creating this because of the shape that I did in the beginning. But I finally got it together, started making everything okay. Small outer area that I will add, but in the end I actually had some problems because I crashed the server while using World Edit. I had troubles with filling in the wooden area, so I actually crashed the server because it created about 100,000 blocks and the server couldn't handle that. I'm really sorry for that, but I will see you in the second part of this build. Bye bye.